配信開始されました。
始めてる？でも、ベーダ入ってない。はい。ベーダwould you?
Yes.
Yeah. So, we will start.
Okay. Namaste, everybody.
こんにちは、こんばんは。皆さん、こんばんは。Good morning, or good evening, or good afternoon. では、ただいまから、今回のインターネット対談を始めたいと思います。So, this is the beginning of the internet dialogue. 今日の、ゲストで来てくださっているのは、ネパールのヴェーダさんです。ヴェーダさんはネパールで、そのマハトマ・ガンディさんの思想を組んだ、アシュラムという共同体で、デモクラティックスクールの校長をされています。So Veda is a long friend of me, and he is a very important person at the Nepali ashram community, and he is a principal of the ashram school. So today, I want to ask Veda a lot about his community, his democratic education, and the conference this year, IDEC. 日本の皆様もね、今日の主な内容ですけれども、そのアシュラムというそのコミュニティ共同体について、またその教育、デモクラティックエデュケーションされてるんですね。そのこと、また、このアシュラムのスクールが中心になって、今年 IDEC という世界大会も開かれますので、そのことも含めて、語っていただきたいと思います。So first, Veda, would you introduce your community, including its history?
Good morning, namaste, good evening in Japan, and good morning somewhere in the world, and good afternoon in another part of the world. I'm extremely pleased to be hosted by my friend Kageki Akasura from Japan, who is actually the founder of the first democratic university in Japan. And it amazes me that he has been able to achieve this feat despite of so much of difficulty.
May I translate? Yeah.
Yes.
ヴェーダさんが、日本の皆さん、こんばんは。そして世界のね、あちこちの皆さん、こんにちは。で、そして、このようなインターネットの、対談の時間を、日本で世界で初めてのデモクラティック大学を、の創設をした、友人の歌劇が作ってくれて感謝してます。というふうにおっしゃってくださいました。So, please.
So I'm Veda from Sri Aurobindo Yoga Mandir Thankot Checkpost in Kathmandu, Nepal. And we are the hosts of the upcoming International Democratic Education Conference 2023 from October 15th to October 20th, followed by Himalayan IDEC, which is going to happen from 20th to 23rd. Sri Aurobindo Yoga Mandir is a community of 300 people, adults and children living together for the past 30 years, guided by the philosophy of Mother and Sri Aurobindo. Sri Aurobindo was a great...
would you give me a pause?
Yes.
Translating. ヴェーダさんが、所属しておられるコミュニティは、スリーアウロビンド、マンディアシュラムという名前で、カトマンズ、ネパールの首都のカトマンズにあるところで、300人の子供、大人が住んでいらっしゃるそうです。で、30年以上の歴史を持つ。で、そして今年 IDEC という世界大会を10月15日から、そしてその大会の続きとして、ヒマラヤがある、山岳の美しい国ですので、そのようなヒマラヤパートっていうのも計画をされているそうです。Please.
Sri Aurobindo was a great philosopher, a spiritual master, who came up with this, who realized that human being is not merely a physical and a mental being, or rather a vital being as well, But apart from all those three elements or the dimensions of human life, there is a spiritual and psychic dimension that Sri Aurobindo talks about. And then he formulated, experimented, and came up with a vision and manifested that vision in Pondicherry, India, to bring about change in the human life and to realize the supreme possibility of humanity or human being itself.
Thank you. そう、まず、このコミュニティなんですけれども、スリー・アウロビンドさんという方の哲学、精神に基づいているそうで、この方の考えっていうのは非常に、なんて言うんでしょう、深いものがあって、その人間の物質的な側面だけにとらわれるのではない、という考えを持っておられて、インドのポンディチェリというところから、始められたのかな。で、そしてその実践を、論理だけではなくてされてこられています。Please.
So, 30 years back, my uncle who lived in Pondicherry in the ashram, Sri Aurobindo ashram, came to Nepal and realized that he also needed to work along the line of Sri Aurobindo's philosophy and the philosophy of his education called as the integral education. And he started this organization, Sri Aurobindo Yoga Mandir in Kathmandu, Nepal, in 1993, April 24th.
この考えは、インドのポンディチェリで、育ったもののようなんですが、それを実践で、働くということも含めて、ネパールでやろう。もともとネパールの方ですけれども、そして、ネパールでの、営みでは教育を大変重視されてるんですね。そして、その1993年から、カトマンズで、今の、スリアウロビンド、マンディール・アシュラムというものを、教育を重視しながら始められたそうです。Please.
So when the ashram began, it began. Are you able to see me? Or my video is frozen?
Yeah.
Let me just check here.
今ちょっとですね、画面が静止してしまったので、ちょっとあちらの方で機械を確認されてます。
Just a second. I don't know what happened here.
Your sound is very clear.
My sound is very clear. Let's go ahead with the sound.
Yep.
So in 1993, when the organization was started, it was started by Swami Ramchandra Das, my uncle. So the first child was a girl child. He began this ashram with one child, and now this ashram is educating more than 200 children from different parts of Nepal who come from a difficult, social, economical, and marginalized family background.
1993年にヴェーダさんのおじさんがですね、一人の、now your image is moving.
Thank you.
おじさんが、女の子さん一人から始まったんですね。で、そのアシュラムのスクールで一人から始まったけれども、今では200人以上の子どもたちがネパール中から、集まってきて、特にですね、社会経済的に厳しい環境にいる子どもたちというものが、子どもたちが、集まってきているそうです。
I came to the ashram when I was 4 years old.
ベーダさんは4歳の時にこのアシュラムに来たそうです。
And I was the second child of the ashram.
で、そのベーダさんは2人目の子供として、このアシュラム共同体に参加されたそうです。
So since then, I'm educated in the ashram. I started my education here, and ashram was in its very beginning phase. So we had no facilities, we had no school in the beginning. There was only the founder and one of the first students. So we began with a small hut-like house with no toilet, with no playground, with nothing here, with no water, no proper kitchen, no proper classrooms, nothing.
初めっていうのはもう本当に何もない状態から始めていて、トイレもない、水の供給や台所もない、本当に小さな小屋、設備のないところから、学校を始められたそうです。
And it took many years to actually come to the stage where we are at the moment, where we have good infrastructure and we have good school, good means to support quality education to our children. And when I was a student, it was, I would say, a fully democratic school in some sense. We had no teachers, we could do what we wanted. But then, of course, Guruji or our founder, he was always guiding us. We were working together with him, helping younger ones. And that's how ashram slowly began, and it became a member or a family of 300 people in 3 different branches, one in Kathmandu, one in Tarai, and one in the mountains.
そしてその始まりの頃というのは、ある意味では本当にデモクラティックスクールで、先生もいなかったので、自分たちでやりたいこと、学びたいことをやる。もちろん、師にあたるような方が、いろいろ導いてくださるんですけれども、もう何もないところからどんどんその学ぶってことを手探りで、体験していって、今やその300人を超すような大所帯になって、今3カ所ですね、あってですね、そのうちの一つは、ヒマラヤのちょっと標高の高いところにもあるんだそうです。Please.
So ashram runs various different departments or activities. We have school is like one of the most important departments or activities that we have with students. And other departments that we have organic farm, we have dairy farm, we have travel and trek agency run by our ex-students to support the ashram. We have, small cottage industries like soap making, pasmina shawl making, incense making, and we have our own organic market. So these are various different ways by which we raise money. And apart from that, we also have our friends who help us time to time and in order to develop and in order to, foster the ashram and give opportunities to our children.
はい。そして、このアシュラムにはいろんな部門があって、最も重要なのは学校なんですね。でも学校以外にも、オーガニック、有機の農場、そして、牧場ですね。ミルク等を、プロデュースするところですね。それ以外にも、産業として石鹸やパシュミナっていう非常に質の高い繊維ですね。毛糸の製品を作るところ、それからお香を作るところ、またそういったオーガニックのものを、売り買いをする、市場、マーケット、そんな、非常に、多角的な、運営というのをしていて、またこのアシュラムを、支えてくれる、支援してくれる団体っていうのもあって、このアシュラムが今、運営されているそうです。
Apart from that, one of our central activity is meditation and yoga to prosper spiritually. We are not bound by any one particular religion, but we fundamentally believe that human has immense potential, infinite potential, and to find its true identity, one has to go deep within its own search and can find that spiritual aspect, the cosmic, the infinite aspect of human life. So therefore, to inculcate that, to take that forward, kids are meditating, doing yoga, exercise, participating in surveys. They're always engaged in something that builds the community and builds an individual.
そしてここのコミュニティでは、非常に精神的なこと、自分の体のことっていうこともすごく大切にしているんですね。ですので、瞑想、そしてヨガっていうことも大切にして、体を実際に動かすということもしています。で、その特定の宗教に、 つながるっていうこととはちょっと違って、ある種人間の可能性を信じる。で、その探求をしていって、自分の求めるものを見出していく。で、その中で、瞑想とヨガということを、特に大切にされているそうです。
So, as a result, now that we are in a position to actually host 500 to 600 participants from different parts of the world, Ashram is a dynamic, vibrant space where everybody is doing something, everybody is learning, everybody is contributing, and it's an effort of each and every child, each and every adult, each and every part of the community putting effort together. You can see that our children are, taking care of certain things like cleaning the school. I think in Japan it's very common, but for us it's not very common here. But we are taking that forward, to become more and more conscious of what is around us. By becoming conscious of what is around us, we become more and more conscious of ourselves, our thoughts, our vitalities, our desires. And by opening ourselves, we go deeper and deeper within ourselves to discover what we call as in our culture, the divine element or the divine being that resides within us.
こちらのアシュラムでは、子供、5、600人の参加者が、予定されている世界大会開かれるわけですけれども、そこにも子供たちっていうのはいろいろ関わってくるんですね。で、その子供たちっていうのは、一般の学校と違って、本当に自分たちのことをいろいろやります。で、例えば、こちらのアシュラムの学校では、子供たちが掃除もしたりする。日本では普通のことかもしれないんですが、ネパールではこれは珍しいことなんだそうなんですね。で、そしてその自分のことを知っていく。で、そのことを開いていく。で、そのことによって、様々な発見というものがあって、そのことをこちらでは重視されているそうなんです。So, we want to know more about your education. So, Veda is the principal of the school. So, you told us the number of the students, and so how old are they? And would you tell us about a typical day at ashram?
Yes. So the age of our students, it varies from 2 months old. 2 months old, they are part of the community, you see. So school is like their home as well. School and ashram, we are together. We are in one space. So even like parents of that two-year-old child, baby, they come, they play with others and so on. So we have, we have students up to 18 in the ashram. And then ashram becomes home for all of them, you see. So they live here, and if they want to study further and if they want to continue with the university, they stay here. Ashram gives full support, the financial support, accommodation, all the for health, everything. Ashram takes care, and they go outside to attend university to continue with their further education in whatever way they want. Like, for example, some of them want to be trained as a chef. Some of them want to become a fashion designer. Somebody wants to take up yoga teaching. All of that, ashram sponsors, and ashram takes care of all these students who are even like 25, 26 years old, you see. And in turn, they also contribute to the organization as a teacher, as a volunteer, as a caretaker. So it's all symbiotic in a very dynamic sense.
Great. こちらの、アシュラムでは、子供たちの、アシュラムのスクールの子供たちの年齢も聞いたんですね。そしたらもう一番小さくは2ヶ月。で、そして大体18歳までいるそうなんですね。で、そしてその、子供たちは18歳まで、アシュラムのスクールで学んで、その後、さらに、先の教育を望む人は、大学に、そのアシュラムがサポートをして通うことができるんですね。 で、24歳とか25歳までとか、自分の関心のあることを深めていくっていうことを、その経済的なこともこうですね、精神的なサポートも含めて、アシュラムが支えて、その自分が望む職業に就くっていうことを、支えます。で、シェフになる人もいれば、ヨガの先生になる人もいたり、ファッションデザイナーになる人もいると。で、そしてそういった出身の若者たちは、卒業生たちは、ある時はアシュラムスクールの先生になったり、ボランティアになったり、いろんな形でまたアシュラムを支える人になっていくというそうです。So, Veda, would you describe a typical day of ashram school? So, when it starts and how students are learning?
Yes. So ashram school is a different school in the sense that the life of a student and the school schedule is integrated. There is no separate school as such because they are always together and we have a separate building. That's it, you see. So in the morning, students start waking up at around 5 o'clock in the morning.
Very early riser.
Early risers, yes.
Yeah.
Early risers because they want to study or they have a certain responsibility, yoga classes, dance classes, and all that. And of course, the smaller ones, they wake up a bit later. And at 6 o'clock, generally, we gather for yoga, exercise, meditation, and so on. Before that, they have a cup of hot water with some, herbs for their stomach. There's a traditional medicine. So everybody drinks, few spoonful of that, a hot mixture of various different herbs. It's like tea, but slightly bitter. And then followed by yoga, meditation, dance, all that. And then students, they have small responsibilities. They take care of responsibilities like sweeping, helping in the community, chopping in the kitchen, taking care of cows a little bit, learning, participate in organic farm, up to their interest and needs of the organization, of the community. And then followed by their own self-study program. So they have their own self-study program. If they want to progress in mathematics, they spend time with mathematics. If they want to do Nepali language, they spend time learning Nepali, English, and so on. So it's up to them to use a few hours in the morning. And then we have lunchtime at 9. Nepali lunchtime is morning. Right. It's like breakfast, but lunch. And for Nepali lifestyle is a bit different.
Yep, very different.
Yes, and at 9 they have lunch. In lunch, generally we are big fan of rice, dal, and vegetables. We grow all our organic vegetables in our own garden. Everybody is helping there. And then at 10 o'clock we gather together in our school assembly hall. And in school assembly hall, the students they conduct assembly themselves. So teacher might be there, teacher might not be there. It's up. It's up to. It depends on the day, but generally the students they conduct the assembly. They hold, they have a small meeting. They check each other. They take care of each other because the small students coming from a background which they don't know, like hygiene, whether they have cut the nails, whether they have showered well, whether they are wearing proper clothes, clean clothes, if they need certain help or if there is a problem. So all that discussion happens for half an hour every day in the morning with us, 5 to 10 minutes prayer in the beginning. And then there are different subjects that they can study throughout the day. It could be classical dance, it could be art, it could be music, it could be mathematics, it could be science, social studies, all that. And we have a lot of freedom up to grade about, let's say, 9. And then in 10th class, generally when they reach the 10th level, the final year, let's say, they have certain mandatory, if they want to appear for exams, they have to fulfill their curriculum. So they have to write an exam conducted by the government. So they are a bit, more focused into academics in that last year. So it goes till 4, learning goes till 4. In between, they have a break. Someday they have, games and so on. And someday the students want to decide, okay, we want to do something today. And then they have their own, democratic sort of decision. And then they decide to, let's say, organize small programs or an excursion or a walk nearby in the forest. So it's up to them. And that finishes at 4. And 4 to 5, again, we gather together and we have various different departments where the students help each other. For example, in the kitchen, in the cowshed, in the school, like cleaning the school, cleaning classrooms, preparing for tomorrow, taking care, washing clothes. So the adults are always helping the smaller ones. The smaller ones will also do, small work here and there. And at 5, we have sports time. People, students, they play football or they play badminton, basketball, table tennis, or group games, or they just sit on computer, do something as they wish. And then dinner time, we have a collective dinner time. So dinner starts at 6:30 or 6:30 in winter and 7 o'clock in summer. And after dinner, we have collective meditation. There, our founder, he talks about the philosophy of Mother and Sri Aurobindo, the importance of, becoming spiritually aware of one's own being, practicing meditation, developing oneself. And if there is a problem in the community, they have, they can come up with, they can just say what the problem is. And we try to resolve all the issues, because in a community of 200, 300, you have constant problems. You see, somebody says something, somebody does something, and they disturb someone, and there is a small problem. Somebody understands something, somebody does not understand. So all those issues are resolved during meditation or after meditation. And then after that, again, students, they have their own free time. They gather together, do their own studies or watch a film or depending on day and all that, and then go to bed. That's a typical day.
I see. What time they do go to bed?
They go to bed at around 10.
I see. Oh, it's wrong time.
Yeah, 10.
I see.
They go to bed at 10, and our students, generally we limit the screen time for students. We don't allow mobile phones. They can use computers for internet access, or they can watch television collectively. But up to certain age, we have a certain strict policy here.
I see. はい、ベーダさんに聞いたのはですね、アシュラムスクールの典型的な一日ってどんなでしょうって聞いたんですね。そしたら、朝5時に起きるんですね。で、朝5時に起きて、もうちょっと年齢の小さい子たちは6時に起きるんですね。で、朝早く起きて、じゃあ何をやるのかというとですね、ヨガやダンス、朝からやるんですね。で、そして、その後ですね、薬と、少し苦いんだそうですけれども、ハーブ、いろんな薬としての効能がある、草ですね、を、お湯に煎じたりして、飲むちょっと苦いものを飲むんだそうです。体にとてもいいそうなんですね。で、その後、小さなその子供たちの担当みたいなものがあって、台所関係のお仕事をするとか、牛の世話をするとかですね、有機の農場の、仕事をちょっとやるとかっていうことをしてから、勉強の時間っていうのがあって、そのもう様々な、ネパール語をやったりとか、その算数やったりとかいろいろやるんですね。で、その後に9時にランチを食べる。ちょっとね、私たちの感覚からするとランチってもうちょっと遅いんですけれど、始まりが早いですからね。で、それは、お米と野菜。で、野菜っていうのは、このアシュラムで育てた有機の美味しい野菜なんですね。で、10時になると子供たちは、ミーティングホールみたいな部屋に、ミーティングの部屋っていうのに集まって、自分たちで、司会進行とかもして、大きい年齢の子が小さい子を面倒見ながら、生活のことも含めて話し合いをするんだそうです。みんな寝食を共にしているので、生活のことも含めて何か問題があったらその問題を話し合いながら解決していくと。で、その後にまた、学びの時間があって、アートとかダンスとか、数学とか音楽とか、いろいろ様々なことを、学ぶと。で、そして、学びの内容っていうのは、子供たちは年齢が小さいほど、自由度が高くて、9年生、10年生、だから日本で言うと、中学、高校でしょうかね、になってくると、 国の試験の対策っていうのをしなきゃいけないので、よりこう、学科的な学びに重点を置くようになるそうです。で、4時から5時にまた、牛の世話とかね、台所とかそういった分担の作業をして、5時になると、スポーツ、いろんなスポーツ、バドミントンとか卓球とか、好きなスポーツを、楽しんで、e スポーツとかもあるみたいなんですけどね。で、冬だと6時半、夏だと7時からディナー、夕食の時間。で、その後に、とても大事な瞑想の時間というのがあるそうで、その自分の内面の様々なことを、自分でこう、見つめていく。で、そのアドバイスが必要だったら、そのアドバイスを、もらっていって、そして10時間を持った後、10時に就寝というのが、典型的な1日なんだそうですね。朝5時に起きるからね、10時に寝ないと、ちょっとね、眠くなりそうですね。So, thank you, Veda.
I think that was a bit long. You can stop me whenever you want me to stop. Okay, Kageji?
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. And at Ashram school, I think people, children and adults respect each other. So, what is most important at Ashram school to respect each other?
Ashram school is unique in some sense because our relation, the relation between a child and a teacher is not that of a student and a teacher. It's more like a family member. For example, to address me as, even though I'm the principal and the teacher, they address me as thy brother. I'm their brother. Similarly, other teachers are also there. For example, a lady teacher, they say Didi, that means sister. And the idea is that the idea behind our school, the relationship that we want to have between our students and the teacher is that of a very close family relation. We take care of them as our own brothers and sisters. And that the child feels that we are their true guardian in some sense, you see, because, and we are in a unique position because our students, some of them, they don't have parents, you see. Some of them, they come from very difficult background. Some of them they come from broken family. And if there is, if we are not able to create that kind of family environment, the student feels alone, you see. So therefore, whatever comes to the ashram is shared by everybody. For example, if a child has a parent and the parents, they bring, let's say, some toffee, chocolates, and so on to celebrate birthday of the child, generally Nepali tendency is that it comes only to their children. They want only the child to have it. But some of our students, they don't have parents. So in order to do that, we are very strict. When parents, they want to offer something, they have to offer it to the community, not to a child itself only. It, of course, goes to the child, but sometimes it may go to somebody who needs it. For example, somebody wants to offer clothes, you see. So it goes to somebody. So the idea is you contribute, you give, you share as if everybody is the part of the greater family.
I see. Thank you. アシュラムスクールで子供も大人もお互いを尊重するってことを大事にされている。それをどのようにしてるんですかっていうことを聞いたんですね。で、そうしたら、アシュラムスクールでは、ティーチャー、スチューデント、その教師、子供っていう関係と質が違うっていうんですね。で、そのベーダさんは、プリンシパル、校長なんですけれども、でも、兄のような存在で、そういうようなネパールの言葉で呼ばれるんだそうなんですね。で、女性のスタッフ、ティーチャーの方も、お姉さんというような言葉で呼ばれていて、で、アシュラムスクールに来る子供っていうのの中には、かなり経済的に厳しい家庭もあったり、あるいは、崩壊家庭って言われるような家族から来るとか、あるいは、孤児、親がいない子供も中にいるんですね。で、そのような 子供たちがいる、大きな一つの家族みたいなところもあって、ネパールでは親は、子供に何か、プレゼントするっていうのは、場合は、自分の子供にだけやはり送るわけなんですけれども、でも、ここのアシュラムスクールではそうではなくて、必要な人に分かち合う、与える、分かち合うっていうことも、当然のこととして、大切にし合うっていうことが、成り立ってる。それが、前提のような、家族としてお互いを大事にするというのが、そのアシュラムのスクールではあるそうです。And at the same time, yeah, please continue.
And Nepal has a diverse communities, you see. Even though it's a small nation, it has diverse religion, diverse ethnic groups, diverse languages. The diversity is everywhere. The color, all that. So there is no, and also, the malpractices and superstitions, for example, caste system, all of that is not acceptable here. We are all one. We are all, the main motto is, we are all children of the divine.
See,
children of this creation. And we are all equal. We are all same. And with that idea, to see the divine in the person who is in front of you, with whom you are working, is the true essence of spiritual awakening. And that is what we want to develop within ourselves, teachers and students and everybody. And that is towards where we are working.
ネパールというのは非常に多様な、国の大きさとしては、人口としてはそんなに大きくはないんですけれども、非常に多様性のある社会なんだそうです。宗教的にも民族的にも言語学的にも、あるいは宗教とか思想においても多様性があって、カーストなんかもまだある、そういうような社会状況なんですね。でもその中で、このアシュラムのスクールでとても大事にしているのは、We are all one。私たちは一つなんだよと。で、子供っていうのは、非常に神聖な存在でもある。で、もちろん子供っていうのは大人と対等な人間であって、で、一人一人の中にある種の神聖性みたいなものがある。で、一人一人が、かけがえのない存在であるっていうような考えを、広く、まずアシュラムの中ではそういう考え方、哲学を共有していて、そのような哲学を共有してくれる人が、より増えるようにということを、努力してるんだそうです。
Discrimination based on any line of identity is not allowed as a rule itself as well. But behind the rule also, what really is important is it should really be felt deep from the heart. We should be able to see that the other individual, people around you, they have this divine element. They are also the children of the God, children of the divine, children of this creation, of this consciousness. They are pure. To see that purity behind the veil, behind the hidden mask of the people is part of our spiritual endeavor.
で、差別っていうことは、このコミュニティでは、しちゃいけないということがあるんですね。でも背景ということを考える必要があって、で、その子供っていうのは、神聖な存在であって、差別の対象になっては、いけないわけなんですけれども、単に、禁止というだけではなくて、その背景も含めて考える。で、そのことについても、取り組む、向き合うっていうことが、大事だというふうに思います。And Veda, you also respect the nature, I suppose. So would you tell us about your philosophy about the respect to the nature, or your how to say your daily customs or activities toward the nature?
Yes. So our philosophy is like it is that there is truth hidden in each and everything. Everything contains this true element of creation, what we call as the God or consciousness or the supreme being, you see. And for example, in the ashram, we take care of cows with utmost love. Our children are always with the cows. They love the cows. They want to be with them. They name them. They give them awesome, so wonderful names. They are giving them water to drink, or if there is a banana peel that they eat, that banana peel can be given to the cows instead of throwing in the compost, you see. And for example, in the school, we have a vase where we have flowers. And our students, the small students, of age 7, 8, they carry water. Now they are carrying water. Now it's already over. The school is over. So now they are watering the plants. And there are places where, like in the morning, when I do yoga with them, we go up to the jungle and we hug the trees. We pray to the trees and we sit around the tree, meditate. And we try to see the divine or see the truth in that tree itself, you see. Insects, sometimes it's a challenge, you see, for us, because when students, they come from villages, remote villages in Nepal or some other, they had a different lifestyle. When they come, they have a habit of killing animals around or killing, birds, with a catapult for food and so on. And maybe they don't have enough food, and that's the reason why they have to do it. But here, once they come, we have enough food, and there is no necessity of killing animals or killing or taking lives of animals unnecessarily. So they're always mindful of that, and we always are guided by, yes, if it is necessary, it's a different thing, you see. But if you can live in the harmony, if you want to live in harmony with the beings around you, with the animals and plants, you have to see that there is truth hidden there also. There is life, but maybe that life is not expressing, you see. There is this truth hidden, but that is not expressing in terms of voice, in terms of feeling. That is what we believe, and that is what we try to live up to.
今伺ったのは、アシュラムでは人が人同士で尊重し合う、大切にし合うというだけではなく、自然も尊重した生き方をされていると聞いたので、そのことについて考え方、哲学を教えてくださいって聞いたんですね。で、そうしたら自然をやはり尊重するわけなんですけれども、表面だけ、見た目だけではなく、ヒドゥンというか隠れた、命の部分っていうのも非常に、感じて、声として聞こえないものも尊重する。で、その小さい子たちもそのようなことも実践していて、例えば牛の世話をする、子供たちいるわけですけれども、単に、義務で世話するというのではなくて、牛を、愛情を感じてですね、それは、ある種自発的、湧いてくる愛情というのがあって、とっても、一生懸命考えて名前をつけて、で、自分たちが食べるようなものも、牛にね、食べさせてあげたりとかっていうことも、する。で、それは、動物だけじゃなくて、花に水をあげるときも、その花に対する気持ちっていうんですかね、接し方があって、で、木に関しても大きな木の周りを囲んで瞑想したりとか、木の命も感じながら木と関係を持つ。で、ただ、時々ですね、やはり経済的に厳しい家庭から、背景からやってくる子たちは、食べ物がないという中で、例えば鳥を殺して、殺すっていう経験をする子たちもあるんですけれども、それは、環境が、そういう食べ物がないとかっていう環境がなければ、自然との関係っていうのをもっとよく持てていけるというようなことで、自然、生き物に対する、尊重っていうこともとても大事にされているそうです。
The second principle of education, according to Sri Aurobindo, on whose philosophy the ashram is founded, he says that the second principle of education is to know oneself and the nature, the surrounding. And to know oneself or the surrounding, to know even anything, you have to deeply respect and you have to love. Unless and until you have that love comes to you, you will never be able to understand something completely, you see. Because, for example, when you are not able to love a child completely, when you are not able to accept it in its totality, then you will never be able to, give what you want to give, or rather, let's say you will never be able to create the environment that you want to create, right? So therefore, respecting nature and loving the nature is the second principle of, Sri Aurobindo's philosophy of education.
で、このシュリー・アウロビンドさんのその教育に関する哲学では、単に尊重するっていうだけではなくて、その愛情を持つってことも非常に重要なんですね。で、それには自分自身を知るっていうことと、その周りの自然を知るっていうことが欠かせないっていうふうに考えるんだそうです。で、その人そのものをトータルで受け入れるっていうことができないと、その愛情を持つっていうことができない。で、そのような、尊重と、愛情っていうことも非常に重要である。で、そのためには自分自身とその環境の自然を知る、自分として理解をしていくっていうことが、欠かせないっていう考えなんです。So,
there is a famous verse in our culture which says that Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, that means the entire world itself, not only human beings, but also the creatures, the insects, the animals, the plants, moss, the bacteria, everything that we see, the stone, and anything that we see is actually our own family.
で大事にされている言葉があって、すべての存在、それは人間はもちろんですけれども、動物や花や、虫や、例えば、石であってもすべての存在というものは、家族である。そんなような考え方があるそうです。Great. So this philosophy is how to say, this is the basement or a core of ashram school education.
Yes.
And so not only the school, but also all the members of the ashram community share this philosophy. Is it right?
True. Yes, exactly. Like I said, the ashram and the school, they are inseparable. Life, you see, there is no separate school. Oh, students are going to school. It's just one building. That's it. But the real learning starts early morning as soon as they wake up, and then till they go to bed. And even when they go to bed also, there are certain practices that they do, or they think about, they visualize about how I can become a better son of the mother earth. You see, there is a saying in Sanskrit which says that Mata Bhumi Putro Aham Prithivya. I am the son of the mother earth and she is my mother. So that means everything, I am the result of the earth. There is no, I am not separate from the earth. I am in her womb. She is carrying me. So we are always, children are closely knit around the adults. They are not learning only in the school. In the school, actually, they are learning some subjects, but they are learning more by being with other people, communicating with one another, organizing their own games, playing by themselves. They are building their leadership skills when there is a conflict between themselves. And only when it is unresolvable, sometimes with the students alone, then yes, there is a big meeting kind of thing, you see. But generally, small problems, most of the time, the students, they resolve themselves. So that's how they learned, apart from, so the real learning happens outside of the school, I would say, school building, because the whole ashram is their school, you see.
で、このアシュラムの学校の、哲学っていうのはコミュニティ全体で共有されてるんですね。で、またアシュラムスクールっていうのはそのコミュニティの重要な柱ですけれども、その子供たちっていうのは学校の中だけで学んでるわけではなくて、で、古いインドの言葉、サンスクリットで、人間っていうのは、母なる地球の息子であるっていう表現があるんだそうですけれども、そんなような考え方っていうのは私たちのアシュラムの中でも根付いている。で、そして、子供たちっていうのは、その学科の学びとかを、スクールの中でやったりもしますけれども、それ以外のいろんな様々なことを、スクールの時間以外、コミュニティのアシュラムのコミュニティのもう様々なところで、大人の姿を見る中で学ぶってこともありますし、子供同士でもいろんな、遊びを、自分たちでやる中で、その環境を学んでいったり、あるいはもう本当に小さい、トラブルから、いろんなことを経験するんですね。で、小さいトラブルのほとんどは子供たち同士で解決できます。で、大きなものは、そのスクールのミーティングでみんなで話し合ったりというような形で、子供たちはスクールを中心にしながら、でもコミュニティのいろんなところで学んでいるということだそうです。Thank you, Veda. So, we will have a wonderful, exciting conference in the near future. Actually, it's next month. So, would you explain how it will be? What kind of a conference we will have in Kathmandu?
Okay, thank you very much. So IDEC 2023 is going to happen from the 15th of October to 20th of October, followed by Himalayan IDEC from the 20th to 23rd. So we have two parts. The first part of the IDEC is going to be in Sri Aurobindo Ashram, our community. Like I said, it has the capacity of hosting 600 plus participants. We have that infrastructure ready. And after that, because people travel from distance, from miles and miles away, maybe they want to explore Nepal and also a little bit of mountains. We want to take the IDEC participants somewhere in the mountains and have a wonderful conference there as well. Fall conference in the community, in the ashram. The conference is going to start on the 15th evening. We will have inauguration. And then, like there is typical aspect of the IDEC as well. IDEC is very special in itself because IDEC is a very spontaneous kind of gathering of people from around the world. And people can come, they can create their own workshops, they can deliver their own talks, keynotes, organize networking, meetups. People can do almost anything that they want. So that is the typical, spontaneity of probably one of the only conferences in the world, the IDEC, right? So that aspect, we will have that aspect of the IDEC. Apart from that, because it's going to be in Nepal, which is probably one of the least developed nation in the world, doesn't mean that we are not prepared. Of course, we are prepared. You see, we have good infrastructure, good accommodation, food, enough food, cuisine from around the world we will introduce so that nobody is hungry.
Veda, would you give me a translation time?
Yes.
Yep. この大会というのはですね、10月の15日から始まりますが、2つパートがあります。1つは、今ご説明があったアシュラムの場所で、まさしくその現場でですね、15日から20日まで、5、6、7、8、9、10ですので、6日間ですかね、あります。で、600人の人が参加できるような、施設を、ご用意してます。で、そしてネパールといったらもう美しいヒマラヤがあって、 登山のメッカのような場所ですから、20日から23日の4日間、標高の高いところに行く。だからアシュラムから登山の方向ですかね、に行くという2つを用意しています。で、そのIDECっていうのは世界でも非常に、珍しい、参加者がお互いに作り合うユニークな大会なんですね。で、その中にはもちろん大会の側で、基調講演っていうのをご用意もされてるんですけれども、それだけじゃなくて、参加者が様々に自分たちはこの話を話し合いたいとか、この話を聞いてほしいとかっていう、持ち寄りの企画っていうものを様々に繰り広げていくんですね。で、そういうことができるように、準備をされているそうです。で、そして、もう一つ、せっかくネパールでやるので、ネパールに、いる Be in ネパールっていう、そういう要素も、大事にされている。そのネパールを知る、体験するっていうことでしょうかね。So, Veda, would you tell us more about the part of Be in Nepal?
Part of being in Nepal.
Yeah.
So, yes, I mean, be in Nepal in what sense? Can you clarify, Kageki? Be in Nepal in the sense?
Yeah. So you mentioned about be in Nepal. So what kind of experience can we have, or so?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So IDEC in Nepal is going to be probably one of the most exciting experiences, because even though the IDEC venue is not too far from the airport where you will land, you will have a different perspective of life in itself when you come to the organization Sri Aurobindo Yoga Mandir. One of the most interesting part is, of course, the organizer Sri Aurobindo Yoga Mandir, where the conference is going to be led by our students, by our community. And you will get to see what happens when community is aligned in one direction, what it can achieve. That is one thing. And the other aspect is, of course, the beauty of Kathmandu. It's a small town, and you will be somewhere at a slightly higher place. So you will have the view of the whole Kathmandu Valley. On one side, you have the gigantic mountains that you can walk or hike up to. And on the other side, you have the valley filled with houses, filled with temples, filled with rich culture. You can take a day off and go to the city center. You can explore the old architecture, the Nepalese style architecture, the old, palaces. There were several kings. So that will give you a rich experience. And the Nepali people, interacting with Nepali people is another experience. You see, you will be somewhere in village. Ashram is somewhere in the suburban area. It's not urban and it's not completely a village. So it's a suburban area. So the suburban experience of Nepal is another typical, thing to look forward. And after that, you will walk through the villages of Nepal. Probably many of, European friends, they have never seen how people used to live probably, 50 years back or 100 years back in their own country. But that is still here in Nepal, you see. On one side, you have this, because of technology, you will see this modern Nepal. But at the same time, there is this ancient, or what do you say, the old kind of, lifestyle preserved in small pockets in Kathmandu Valley and small pockets in the mountains, which is not too far from Nepal, from the IDEC venue. So, and apart from that, of course, our cuisine is very special.
Right.
Our cuisine is very special. There will be Nepali cuisine, and also we want to address the needs of Asian, our friends, they have different taste. So we will have that also in the menu. We'll have some continental food. So we'll have a spread of food from different parts of the world, apart also including, of course, our own traditional food.
I see. Thank you. ネパールに来てこそという部分なんですけれども、大会はアシュラムで開かれるので、 アシュラムのこう暮らしをこう、垣間見ることができる。その子供たちも、いろいろこう自分たちで、大会をこう引っ張ってってくれるんですけれども、そのアシュラムの生活をその現場で、間近に見たり、ちょっと体験できたりするということが一つあるわけですね。また、景色、二つ目としては、カトマンズの景色を、非常に堪能できるんだそうです。アシュラムがある部分っていうのはね、カトマンズの、中心部ではなくて、かといって、山村部というところでもなく、郊外にあたるような部分で、ちょっと標高が高いんだそうです。で、そこから町の中心を見渡せるところらしいんですね。で、そのまた、先にはちょっと小高いところがあって、その、家の広がりや何かが見える。でそして、大会は1週間弱ありますので、1週間ほどありますので、中には、1日ぐらい、こう、町の中心を訪れられるのもいいのではないかと。王国だったので、その、宮殿があったり、町の中心部には様々な、訪れるに値するような場所があるんだそうです。で、そして、ネパールの3点目ですね。ネパールの人々との交流っていうのも非常に、面白いのではないか、興味深いのではないかと思うというんですね。で、その、郊外、あるいはまた、もうちょっとその、山村部のところに行くと、その、日本とかなんとかいう、社会で暮らしてらっしゃる方からすると、懐かしいというんでしょうかね。もうちょっと、その、今の物質的な、文化が入ってくる前の暮らしをしている人々がネパールにはいるので、そういう人たちと交流をするっていうことが興味深いんじゃないかと言われています。で、4つ目ですが、とても美味しいネパール料理を、ご用意されているそうで、その料理っていうのも、ビーンネパールの魅力としてあると思います。Yeah, thank you. And, how about the part of Himalayan IDEC?
Yes, thank you. That's where I was actually going to, I was about to take a little bit of time, and thank you for asking that question. So Himalayan IDEC is, of course, IDEC, but it is an offshoot of IDEC in Nepal. So Himalayan, yes.
この、ヒマラヤンアイデックっていうのは、アイデックではあるんですけど、ちょっと特殊な特別編なんですね。で、その、本大会っていうんでしょうかね。が終わった後に、オプションとしてあるものです。
So, I'm really, since I became engaged with the democratic movement around the world on education, I got really impressed. And also, since my childhood, Sri Aurobindo's integral education has impressed me a lot. So Himalayan IDEC 2.0 is a movement that we are going to start to sow the seed of democratic and integral education that synthesizes our unique intrinsic cultural values, spiritual knowledge, and the global movement of education, which is more individual oriented, freedom oriented, and democratic, and preserves democratic values. So in order to do that, we have come up with this Himalayan IDEC that will happen yearly or once in 2 years that I'm still thinking about it, if it's possible. It will include also the travel. So it will be more like walk workshops, what I call, So you form small groups and you walk in the mountains, discuss about education, discuss about the future, discuss about spirituality, discuss about art, and, and take the movement forward. So can you, yes, I will continue from there.
Yep. このヒマラヤンアイデックっていうのは、アイデックっていうのは非常に、今の、教育の、先端を行く部分があって、非常に個人が、中心の、個人から始まるというような、学びのあり方であって、そこに非常に大きな自由があるわけですね。で、そういった教育をそのヒマラヤで、面白い企画をしていこうということなんですね。で、これできたら、 2、3年に1回ぐらいヒマラヤでできたらと思ってるわけなんですけれども、このヒマラヤで、その高い標高の山を登っていく中で、少人数のグループで、デモクラティック教育とは何かとかね、例えばですね、あるいは表現アートとは何かとか、様々なそのトピックについて少人数で、そのヒマラヤを、歩きながら、登りながら山をですね、それぞれの意見を、論じ合っていく、そういう、企画を考えてるんですね。
And Himalayan IDEC, one is discussion around democratic education, and the other one is travel. Travel, how can we integrate these two? Conferences and travel. And that is the idea of Himalayan IDEC. So we are taking our participants, we are driving them to a mountaintop in a nice resort from where you have a beautiful view of the gigantic Himalayas. On the top, you are on the top of the mountain and you have this wonderful, magnificent sun, the scene of the sunrise, the morning sunrise. We sit together, we discuss about education. During the day, we go for a small village walk to experience the traditional way of living, because that is still an opportunity in Nepal, you see. In most of the European countries, yes, there is a lot of rich history, but people have forgotten to live that way. But in Nepal, that still survives. So to bring people back to the roots in some sense, or to experience, to see from where, how we have come to this modern age, and to bring them together. That's the idea of Himalayan IDEC.
このヒマラヤンIDECっていうのは非常にユニークな試みで、ディスカッションと、それからトラベル、そのディスカッション、対話の部分、と、それから旅行の部分をどう融合させるのかっていう試みなんですね。で、その旅をしていく。で、その旅のパートで言うと、そのヒマラヤっていうのはもう本当に巨大な大きな山懐に抱かれて、例えばその朝日が昇るのを見ながら、デモクラティックエデュケーションって何だろうっていうことを、その、広大な自然の中でですね、ヒマラヤの朝日が昇る中で、語り合っている。で、そういうような、自然を旅するっていうことと語り合う、ディスカッションするっていうことをどう融合できるのかっていう、チャレンジなんですね。
And I've seen a lot of my friends, they want to travel Nepal, they want to explore the mountains, they want to trek, you see. And many of them are educators. So Himalayan IDEC actually is about catering the needs of the educator in that sense. It will combine trekking, it will combine education, talks around education, workshops around education, nature, sustainability. These are the main three aspects, and spirituality, of course, you see. So these 3 or 4 aspects that we are combining together and making it a wonderful community of traveling educators, especially in Nepal. And Nepal, why? Because Nepal is a bit cheaper in some sense, because educators, they don't have a lot of money to, go somewhere. And also it gives an opportunity to be away from the whole world, you see. In the mountains, we are disconnected from the rest of the world in some ways. So in that peace, in that atmosphere, one can truly be free, feel free, and things can reveal, a new way can reveal, a new realization can reveal within us. So that's the idea of a Himalayan IDEC. And it is open for everybody. And we want to build a community that values democratic education, that values travel, trekking, keeping health, body and mind healthy. So we want to bring all those people together and continue with this journey and bring about some change in Nepal also in terms of education, in terms of new roads, making new inroads in the education dimension, educational dimension.
この ヒムラン・アイデックっていうのは、まあ、いろんな、側面を、合わせ持つ、コンバインする、合わせていくような側面があるんですね。先ほどちょっと言ってらしたのはですね、そのヒマラヤの、人々の暮らしっていうのは、例えばヨーロッパとかでも素晴らしい古い、歴史的な伝統っていうのはあるんですけれども、その中でも、消え去ったような古くからの人の、営みの仕方、そういったものがネパールではまだ、残ってるんですね。今でも息づいています。で、そういった人々と触れ合う、そういった営みを、垣間見る。そういうこともできます。で、それから、多くの教育者の人たちが、ヒマラヤに行ってみたいなって話聞くんですけれども、トレッキングをするっていう、希望ですね。で、そのトレッキングもできる。で、教育関係者の方たちっていうのは、なんて言うんでしょう、金銭的に富豪っていうわけじゃない、金銭的に限りがあるって方が多いんですが、ネパールではそんなにお金を散財しなくとも、旅ができるわけですね。で、その中で、様々な、サステイナブルな持続可能な社会ってどういう社会なんだろうってことを、ネパールという環境だからこそ考えられる部分もある。で、そして、精神性っていうんでしょうかね、スピリチャリティというんでしょうか。そういった部分で、自分の精神性の部分を振り返るのも、非常にいい環境ではないか。で、そういったいくつもの3つも4つもの側面を、合わせ持って、経験できる。そんなような、機会にできるんじゃないかというふうに考えています。Great.
So we are seeing if Himalayan democratic education community needs to be a sort of organization, or it can be a free IDEC kind of community. Let's see, but we want to take this forward. You see, democratic education movement, we want to bring that in Nepal as well.
そして、ベーダさんたちとしては、IDEC っていう、デモクラティック教育のムーブメント、運動ですね、を、ネパールにその刺激っていうものを、もたらしたい。で、そういう開催の意義は、ネパールにとってもあるんですね。
There is a lot of hesitation in Nepalese. You know, Nepalese, we have not moved out of this traditional educational system. We believe that, okay, this is the only way of education. For example, if we invite some of our, ministry people who are working in the field of education, this is completely new to them. And it's like, well, how is that possible? Without curriculum, you are not following what we say and all that. And we tell them that around the world now, there are movements where people are taking alternative ways or alternative paths towards educating their children, educating themselves. So in order to do that, we need to move forward. If more and more people join the community from around the globe, I think it can really enhance, or it can really push a new way of looking into education in the Nepali community. So I'm looking forward to support from around the world. I think Kageki is already there, so and much more people. So if we can meet together once in 2 years or something like that, it can be a great opportunity for Nepal and for the whole world itself, and also for people who love traveling. Why not combine education, learning about education, building a community around and networking around while actually traveling and enjoying.
Right. で、そしてネパールの教育っていうのは、もっと変えていきたいというふうにベーダーさんは思われてるんですね。で、もちろんネパールにも教育の政府の担当の役所があるわけですね。教育省のようなものがあって、ただ、その方たちの考え方っていうのは、子供たち中心というわけじゃないんですね。で、その考えを変えていきたい。で、そのためには、IDEC に集まるような人たちがネパールに来てくれて、ネパールの教育当局の人たちと、接触があることによって変えていきたいということなんですね。And Veda, I have one question. As I remember, I met Ramchandra at some school in 1997, probably. And so Ramchandra participated IDEC in the UK. So since then, Ramchandra or you, Veda, participated. Both of you have participated in many IDECs. So,
Yes.
yeah. So perhaps or probably you, how to say, you have known many practices of democratic education in the world. So some maybe you adopted some ideas from then to ashram schools. So if you have such experience, please tell us.
So, for example, in our when we start school at 10 o'clock in the morning, for example, a typical example would be, it is students' time. You see, about half an hour, the students, they themselves coordinate, organize, they assemble, they discuss, they look after one another. So they decide for themselves what they want to do during that time. And also on Fridays, especially, all the children are free to actually organize what they want to do in the school. Somebody wants to teach music, they just say, okay, I want to teach music today. Please come and join me in this particular place. Oh, today I want to do this. Please come and join me in this particular place. So these are some, these are two typical practices that we have implemented in our school. And of course, it has made a very, an inroad in the way we think and we take education, right? It may not appear directly in all spheres outwardly, but there is always this dimension of democratizing education when it comes to teaching in the classroom as well. For example, I go to classroom, for example, when I teach English, I ask my students what they want to do today, or what they want to typically, what their mood is like. And if they decide, okay, we want to do listening, we want to do this, or we want to take our class forward like this, and then I listen to them, and then we have a small discussion, we take a small subject, brainstorm on that, and sort of try to make it a student-driven class rather than a teacher-driven class. So these are some practices that I do in my class as well.
僕が質問したのはですね、ベーダさんと、それからその前にラムチャンドラさんという方が、IDEC の大会には長く参加してこられてるんですね。最初の参加はおそらく1997年のイギリスの大会に、そのラムチャンドラさんが参加されてから、何度も、彼も参加されているし、ベーダさんも随分、IDEC に参加されてるんですね。で、IDEC から、世界のそういったデモクラティックエデュケーションの実践から、学んで、そのアシュラムの学校に、スクールに、取り入れてる、活かしてる点っていうのは何かありますかってことを、伺いました。そうしたらですね、ありますよと言うんですね。で、例えば、その10時に、開いてる、その子供たちが、リードして開いているミーティングですね。で、子供同士がお互いの、学び暮らしを、支え合う。そういう、やり方も IDEC の刺激から始めたものです。で、また、金曜日は子供たちが自由に企画をする日っていう時間になってるんですね。で、その金曜日のその1日をかけて、その音楽の企画をやりますよっていう子がいたり、するわけなんですけれども、そのような、企画も、IDEC の刺激から来てます。で、また、個々の、例えば学科的な、ベーダさんの場合だと、英語の、授業っていうのを持ってらっしゃるんですけれども、それもなるべく、先生主導で先生が、子供に教え込むっていう形ではなくて、student driven class っていう表現されてるんですけれども、その、子供が、なんて言うんでしょうね。走らせる、動かしていく。その子供の気持ちや考えを聞きながら、授業も進めるんだそうなんですね。なるべく、その子供が、なので、ある種学びの主体である子供が、主体になるような、進め方っていうのも、IDEC の刺激の中から、実践しているそうなんです。Great. And so, Veda, now the time is running, so we have only 10 minutes more. So I want to ask you, So what is the future dream of you?
My future dream?
Yeah.
My future dream is to become a wonderful educator, because my life is driven to, I have spent all my life educating children from different parts of Nepal, and it is not my job. It is not from where I get my money or remuneration. I'm not worried too much about security of life or earning. Whatever organization gives me, organization provides me food, shelter, and the needs, whatever is needed for teaching, that's it. But I want to give my life to the students, to the children of Nepal, and establish, educational institutions, atmosphere, create spaces where children can learn, live freely, think freely, grow spiritually, and develop network with people, like-minded people from around the world who are driven to make change, to work in a democratic setting, based on the philosophy also of Mother and Sri Aurobindo and other people who have had those wonderful ideas on education, wonderful experiences of life. So that is my future dream.
Great. And 今、ヴェーダさんに伺ったのは、そのヴェーダさんの、将来の夢ですね。どんな夢をお持ちですかっていうことを伺いました。そしたら、よりその教育の分野での活動を拡充させたいっていうんですね。で、ヴェーダさんは、今も、ヴェーダさん自身の職とその住むところっていうのは、そのアシュラムから保証されてるんだそうですけれども、高額のね、給料とかそういうことではないんですよと言うんですけれども、ヴェーダさんとしては、その今の教育の活動っていうのをより広くして、そのネパールの中で、やはりその学びたい人が、お金を使わずに、つまり誰でも学べるような、そしてネットワーキングですね。ネパール、そして世界の中で、学びたい人が主体の教育っていうものを学べて広げていける。そういうつながり合いっていうのを、ネパールの中でも外でも、広げていって、今の社会っていうのを、物質主義的な、社会のあり方ではなく、変えていけるような、そういった教育っていうのをより広げていくっていうことを、したいと。それが夢なんだとおっしゃるんですね。So, to realize your dream, what is necessary?
There is a necessity that I have to work within myself. There is one that is on me, which is to remain always open, to remain always plastic, to accept what life offers me, what the challenges that life offers me, and to be open to that and not lose hope. When the world is moving in a different direction, it's very easy to lose hope. I started working as the director of the school. I was teaching students from a very young age, but as a full responsible person, I started at the age of 24. And I have stuck to one philosophy that whatever comes to me or whatever people offer or whatever the world offers me will be given to the children, will go to the children of Nepal, will go in the education of Nepalese children. No matter where I go, I will carry this message. I will work for that. And I will grow spiritually for myself. I will take that, this work as my own spiritual, practice. So for that, of course, I need help from people from around the world, their positivity, in whatever way they can help. Everything is acceptable. Everything is, I accept everything. Their love, their dedication. I want people to come and volunteer here in Nepal, in our school, for example. And if they cannot come and volunteer in the school, they can donate us a little bit in whatever they want to improve, or if they have a particular, for example, we need to buy notebooks, we need to buy things. And if somebody wants to donate that, they are very much welcome. And they can join our community. They can be part of our online community if they cannot come, in person. and create network, create this community, make it bigger and bigger, and help each other. Because now it's not only helping the children, actually coming to organization like ours, being with the children is actually helping ourselves also, because we become rich by giving. We become rich not by holding on to something, but opening our palms, we remain open to a greater opportunity. So that is the philosophy, and I'm very much convinced with this philosophy, Kageki.
Great, thank you. And yeah, I need to translate. Okay. その夢を実現するために何が必要かってこともお聞きしたんですね。で、そしたら、ヴェーダさんはですね、この校長のポジションに就かれたのはもう非常に若くて、24歳で、その職に就かれてるんですね。で、その中で、非常に大事だなと思ってきたことっていうのは、not lose hope、希望を失わないでいるっていうことが非常に大事。その社会、あるいはその世界の状況っていうのは変化していくわけですね。で、だからこうやればなんとかなると思ってたこともならなくなったりすることがあるわけです。でもその中で希望を失わないでいる。その自分だけで頑張るわけではなく、いろんな人の助けを得ながらやるわけですけれども、その中でも希望を失わずにいる。それを持ち続けるってことが非常に大事だっていうんですね。で、そしてその中で分かっていったことで、これからももっと必要なことは、与えることによって自分が望んでいることが実現していく。そのこともとても重要なんじゃないか。これからも必要なんじゃないかっていうんですね。何か自分の夢を実現しようと思うと、してもらう、これもしてほしい、これも必要っていうふうな考えも出てきがちなんですけれども、自分たちの夢を実現するためには、与えていく、自分の持っているものを共有していく、提供していく、そのことによって、自分たちが望むことっていうのが実現していく。そういうことも、自分の夢を実現していくためには、とても大切ではないかというふうに思っている。So, Veda, we have a very good audience today. And so, especially Taiwanese people, they looking at YouTube. So the Taiwanese group is the organizers of the not next. So next year IDEC organizers. So
Right.
they are really enjoy this conversation. And so many people, many audience wants to know more about ashram and its education, and maybe more people wants to join this coming IDEC. So to get the information is website. The best way is website.
If you want to get a general information, you can visit our IDEC website and also our organization website, which is www.auronepal.org, auronepal.org. That is our organization website. If you want to know about IDEC, it is www.idecnepal, IDECNEPAL, Nepal.org. And if you want to know more specific, you can communicate via email. That is my email address. You can take auroveda, AUROVEDA @gmail.com.
Okay, thank you. So I will say it again.
Yes.
So IDEC website is www.idecnepal.org.
Yes.
Yeah, and your email address is auroveda@gmail.com.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I regularly write on my newsletter.
Mm-hmm.
You can subscribe for free there to get some ideas. And I also write about educational philosophy. Right now, I'm busy writing with IDEC, conferences and so on. So I have a Substack, but I don't know whether how I can share it with you. You can just type Vedananda Pandey on Substack, and I think you should be able to get it.
So, the maybe best way is maybe easy to remember is IDEC Nepal ORG.
Yes.
So it is very easy to remember. Oh, later, through on YouTube Live, so many people is seeing it. So we will. So this is the information. So
this is newsletter that I regularly write on.
Great.
So I write about educational philosophy of Sri Aurobindo, about our culture. I write about other people around the world. If something that interests me, sometime I read about democratic education, and I write regularly on that. But these days you are getting more and more information about IDEC only on this newsletter.
I see. So thank you, Veda.
Thank you so much.
It's time. So it's a really, really great time. I really enjoy your talk. Thank you, Veda.
Thank you, Kageki, for inviting me. My respect and my humble, appreciation to you for inviting me in this wonderful talk. It's always nice to see your smiling face. I really enjoy it. It gives a lot of positivity and courage to me as well. And thank you all the friends from Taiwan, from Japan, from Korea for joining me. Anytime, any day, all the educators, parents, they are most welcome in Nepal. I will make sure that your journey becomes safe, well organized. I'm always there for you. If you have a group that wants to come in Nepal, talk about education, do some trekking, or if you want to organize your own conferences in Nepal, you are most welcome. I'm there always, you see, because I'm also in the same field. And if you have some questions, you always please do write to me. I'm always there for you. Available.
ヴェーダさんが日本の皆様、世界の皆様、本当にありがとうございます。そのお問い合わせも書いてくださればお答えします。で、ネパールで今回の大会に参加してくださることをお待ちしてますだそうです。皆様ありがとうございました。ヴェーダ、thank you very much.
Thank you.
はい、お願いします。